Hello, my amiable students. I welcome you to this term's work. In our very first two modes, we are going to be dealing with actions of running water. We are going to look at the definition of running water or river and terms associated with river, landforms associated with river, as well as the developmental stages of the river, the features in them, landforms in them, as well as the predominant river action in the various stages of river development. Sit back as we take a roller coaster ride on these two modules. Running water is the most potent agent of denudation. It's not confined to any hemisphere or latitude. This makes it the most important single agent of denudation. Running water is any mass of water that flows on the earth's surface from stream to river. It has a source and a mouth. River energy. The causes or stages of river development are of three forms, or we have three stages of river development. The first stage is called the upper course use stage or the source of the river. The middle stage of the river or the mature stage of the river. Another name for it is the valley stage of the river. The last course of the river is called the lower course or the old stage or plain stage of the river. So let's now look at the various stages, their predominant erosional action, their course description, as well as landforms that can be found in these areas. When we look at the upper course of the river, we said the upper course of the river is the use stage or the source stage, which can be referred to as the torrent stage of the river. The predominant water action or the predominant action of running water is hydraulic action for erosion. That means water, because of its speed and the velocity which is high, tend to surge into cracks and expand them to form a V-shaped valley or gorge at the upper stage. This is a very steep-sided valley or cutting made by vertical corrosion on the mountain stage of the river at the top near its source. Gorge or canyons are deep-sided widened V-shaped valley with steep side formed by vertical corrosion at the base of the mountain course of the river and a low level of lateral corrosion at the sides of the course. Example is the Grand Canyon of the United States of America and the Aguli Nka Mountain or Valley in eastern Nigeria. River capture or river beheading, which has its associated forms or landforms of elbow of capture and wind gap, which is called river piracy. This is caused by differential headward erosion, where the fast-flowing stream tends to cut off the one that is not fast-flowing due to its course gradient. Then the cut part of its tributary will now reduce in form or go dead after a period of time. The place where the river is captured is called elbow of capture. The space between them or the valley underneath is called a wind gap. Example is Apo or Amansa in Ghana. We also have Ogumpa and Okearemo in Ibadan. Others are Trajan Fulani and Dalami by Shere Plateau in Jos. The cut-off river can be referred to as pirated river, beheaded river, or a misfit. We have rapids, cataracts. Rapids and cataracts are alternate bands of soft and hard rock that are differentially worn away by the river on its course or as the water transverses through the alternate bands. Plum pool is a plum of water or a water falling down a hanging valley where bars of resistant rock lies transversely across the river valley or its course. Example is Niagara Falls in United States. We also have where a fault scarp lies across a river or a river course like Victoria Falls and River Zambezi. We also have river plunging down from a high side of a valley or a plateau like River Zaire that passes through some series of rapids or 30 rapids to form living stone of about 270 meters high valley form. At the middle course of the river, which is the mature stage of its longitudinal profile, the transverse profile description is a wide V-shaped or a U-shaped valley, while the predominant action at this part of the river is mainly erosional and transportational in nature. The level of erosion subsides to give way to transportation, though lateral corrosion is prevalent in this particular part over vertical corrosion. In the middle course, lateral corrosion is highly responsible for some of the erosional features and deposit them in that particular place instead of taking them down to the plain stage. Example of such forms are: 1. Meander, which is a swinging loops or winding river that passes through an irregular bend of the ground force of water. We also have river cliffs and slip-up slope. As the fast-flowing passing through a bend of transverse profile, the swift water erodes the path or the cliff that it dashed into and suspends or excavates it and deposits it at the other end or the other bank as it's going away. The centrifugal force in which it used to come into this bend is responsible for the force at which it excavates that side and hang the pebbles, shingles, and debris on the slip-up slope. The slip-up slope is normally slippery because of the shingles or the fine materials that are deposited there, like mud. Those muds that are deposited there now makes it to be gentle sloping, while the cliff is hanging. Interlocking spurs that normally result from trellis drainage system, where we said the rivers or the streams, subsequent streams and subsequent streams, they join the main river at right angle. Spurs means a side or one side of the valley. Interlocking spurs are different side or different sided valley that has been formed as the water is coming to join the main river in right angle. That means the subsequent stream and the subsequent streams or tributaries of the river are coming at right angle to join the main stream. So the headland or the topography is now excavated into differential spurs that now lock together to form a trellis drainage system. The lower stage of the river, which is the plain stage or the old stage of the river, is a part that has a predominant action of deposition, while the course profile description is mainly a widened U-shaped valley. That is why it's now forming a plain. The basin is leveled or undulating in nature, while the landforms that are found there are all depositional. We have landform like a levee is an overraised bank or sides of a river where deposition has accumulated around the water in a flood plain. We also have Oxbow Lake. Oxbow Lake is a lake that is cut off or biome due to a fast flowing water that has reduced in its slope or its weakness at a narrow neck of the valley. As it's going down, it is being abandoned by the fast flowing water because of its recurving or its fold or circular form, which cannot be able to flow along with the main stream. So that subsequent stream is cut off to form a bowl or a water body that is called a dead lake or mound lake. As the water flows straight, on that is course of meander. Delta is a landform that is formed from river course as going down towards the sea in its mouth. All its debris that it has not deposited yet are now deposited as estuarine, alluvial, or other forms of oiler materials at the mouth of the sea before entering the sea. Therefore, mudflats and delta form at that particular place. A delta is a different outlet or channel of water entering the sea with various depositions of mudflat at various sides of the sea or at various sides of the river. We have different types of delta. We have a bedfoot delta, arcot delta, or a fan-shaped delta. We have cuspid delta and estuarine delta. We also have what we refer to as a braided stream, like a braided hair, where the water channel is now being duplicated by sediments along its side. So the river will now diverge into 4 or several channels before moving down the floodplain. Example is the streams or the braided streams in Congo. A bird foot delta is a delta that resembles a bird foot shape as found in Mississippi Delta in the USA. We also have estuarine delta. An estuarine delta is a delta that develops in the mouth of a submerged river as it enters the sea. It has the shape of an estuary. Example is Vistula. We also have an Arcot delta. An Arcot delta is a triangular shaped delta with numerous distributaries as leaves the plain and enters the sea. Example is the Nile delta or the Jand and delta in the East or Japan.